Analysis of Tim O'Brien's How to Tell a True War Story, Truth, Memory, and Storytelling. Introduction. The short story How to Tell a True War Story was written by Tim O'Brien, an American writer best known for his works about the Vietnam War. This story delves into the unreliability of memory and the difficulty of accurately describing wartime experiences. O'Brien was born in Austin, Minnesota, on October 1, 1946. From 1968 to 1970, he served as an infantry foot soldier in the Vietnam War. Following the war, he attended Macalester College in St. Paul, Minnesota, to study political science. Tim O'Brien examines the arbitrary nature of truth and language constraints in the story. Throughout the story, the lines between reality and fiction are extremely hazy, making it difficult to distinguish between them. This essay explores the complexities and subjectivity of truth in the story by analyzing the characters, the themes of the fallibility of memory and storytelling, and the effects of war. Summary. The short story examines the concepts of truth and storytelling and the effects of war. The narrator muses on his military experiences and the challenge of accurately portraying the realities of war. The narrator opens the narrative by relating his wartime experience with Mitchell Sanders, a fellow combatant. Sanders describes a patrol troop that undertook a week-long operation in the mountains. The soldiers used heavy firepower because they were alarmed by the strange noises they heard in the mountains. Throughout the story, O'Brien interjects observations and thoughts about the nature of truth and storytelling. He claims that there is no truth in war and that a true war story is never moral. O'Brien emphasizes the subjective nature of truth by acknowledging that the story is told from multiple, distinct perspectives. Analysis of the themes. The story's major theme is that truth is subjective and can be interpreted differently by different people. According to O'Brien, there is no truth in war, and what is true is what is true for you. This idea is supported throughout the story as O'Brien offers various perspectives on the same event, highlighting how each view is unique. The limitations of language in conveying reality is another significant theme. Language is always inadequate, according to O'Brien, and a true war story is never moral. This idea is reinforced in the narrative as O'Brien considers how challenging it is to portray the realities of war. Analysis of the characters. The story's characters support the themes of truth, storytelling, and the realities of war. O'Brien emphasizes the limitations of language in expressing reality and the fallibility of memory and storytelling through their experiences and viewpoints. The narrator, who serves as the author's voice and considers the limitations of language in expressing reality, is one of the main characters. A true war story is never moral and does not instruct, promote virtue, provide examples of appropriate human behavior, or prohibit men from engaging in activities that they have always done. Moreover, if a story seems moral, do not believe it, the narrator advises, emphasizing that truth in war tales is a matter of opinion and cannot be simply reduced to moral lessons. Another important character, Mitchell Sanders, recounts the tale of the patrol troop on a week-long mission into the mountains. Given that O'Brien is aware that Sanders made up some of the stories, O'Brien uses Sanders' account to explore the theme of the fallibility of memory and storytelling. Conclusion. This story powerfully reflects the nature of truth, the craft of storytelling, and the realities of war. This story could be compared to the same authors' The Things They Carried. The story examines similar themes but from the perspective of the soldiers' physical and emotional experiences during the Vietnam War. Both stories are powerful meditations on the impact of war on those who live through it and the difficulties of accurately communicating those experiences to others. The lesson of how to tell a true war story is that truth is a relative concept that defies easy summarization. The narrative forewarns the reader to exercise caution when believing what they hear.